Welcome to the channel. This is the spiritual samurai scribe. You know, when I woke up this morning, I woke up with this thought in my head. It just popped out of nowhere, and it was very interesting because it's almost like I had this premonition, this sense that somebody was going to say something like this. And I'm just going to address it in this video because this truth is going to continue to go on, because it's going to save lives. It's going to save a lot of people's lives out here, because there's innocent people that are being targeted by the covert narcissists. And whatever form or weapon that they decide to use, at the end of the day, they're targeting your mind and your spirit. And you have to make sure that you're aware of these things so that you can protect yourself. And so with that being said, the thing that came to my mind when I woke up was, it was a religious spirit. It was the energy of a religious spirit saying, well, how would you know so much about the spiritual covert narcissist? How would you know all that? She said it in a tone where it was like trying to accuse me of being a spiritual covert narcissist, which I find that to be hilarious, because I'm already expecting and waiting. I'm already waiting for a religious spirit to come to me with that. And I made this video to deconstruct that argument, because if you even think about that, it doesn't make any sense. So here we go. All right. And this is for anybody out there that has been accused of being a narcissist or of being the bad person, because ultimately all I'm seeing, the energy that I got from hearing that thought, for one, it came from a religious spirit. So a religious spirit is not of God. And the religious spirit is connected to the spirit of accusing. It's connected to the accuser. And the accuser is somebody that the devil likes to use. It makes God's children feel defeated, feel like no matter what they do, nothing will ever be good enough, despite the fact that you have a pure heart and good intentions. They want you to believe that you're such a bad person, so bad that way. For what reason? To hide from accountability, because they got a lot of skeletons in their closet while they're telling you that you're the evil person. So let's deconstruct this. See, they're losing power, because the more we expose these tactics, the more we empower the survivors, then you already know that's going to take away their power, and they don't want that. So of course, I'm expecting them to accuse me. I already know. I felt it. I sensed it. But to me, the energy that I got out of that impression is a lot of fear as well. Fear and frustration, and even a lot of anger toward me. So to me, it sounds like this energy, right? This religious spirit, modern day Pharisee energy is very upset with me. And I'm glad, because that means I'm doing the right thing. That means I'm on the right side in this spiritual walk. Spiritual covert narcissist. Wait, how would you know so much about that? How would I know? So just the act of going against the truth tellers just shows that you're the problem. If that right there is blame shifting, to run away from accountability. And we already said that, but let's move on. So if I was really the spiritual covert narcissist, why would I tell you all the things that will bring you closure? Why would I empower survivors? Why would I do all that? Because the last thing that they want is to give you closure. Because once you receive closure, you no longer need the spiritual covert narcissist. You're not going to be codependent. I'm literally, through my content, I am helping people break trauma bonds, break generational curses, and bring in relief to people that have lived with unhealed traumas for most of their life. I am transmuting negative energy into positive. In other words, I'm basically healing people, which is literally goes against what a covert spiritual narcissist would do. They want to keep you under bondage, under control. And another thing too, if I was a spiritual covert narcissist, Why would I tell you all these tactics? Oh, look at all the manipulative tactics I've shared with you. I went into detail. You know, I broke it down to the molecule. And I mean, that's I mean, right now, I would say that's a lot, but there's more to come. There's more to learn from, you know. And so there's more for me to learn too, because I'm still learning as well. And whatever I learn, I share with you guys. But my thing is, why would I share all this insight and these tactics? Wouldn't that mean that I would have less victims? Just in that hypothetical scenario, if I was a spiritual covert narcissist, why would I tell you everything you need to know to spot these people, literally in great detail? The more people become aware of the spiritual covert narcissist, that means that there will be less people that will be available for me to take advantage of, which literally means that that's not what I am. I know who I am. And so what it sounds like to me is that the religious spirit is very threatened by what we know. Because the more we know, the more people are released from that spiritual bondage. You see, the covert narcissists, they thrive off of you not knowing anything, off of you being unaware and unawakened to all these things. You know, see, they'll try to shame you. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what a covert narcissist will do is that they will try to shame you from seeking life-saving knowledge. And then they'll try to discredit and destroy the reputation of the truth tellers. Because if they can do that, then that means that truth teller will lose support. And that means that more people are going to be living in the dark, which means that there are more viable vessels that they can use to manipulate, control, and abuse and break down. You see, they can't have the religious spirits and the covert narcissists, the modern day Pharisees, the actual witches, you know, the actual evil people, right? They can't have all these people waking up to the truth about how these tactics work. You see, I'm not concerned about a religious spirit, you know, because I know who I am. So when they come to me to try to accuse me of X, Y, and Z, I've already been there. That's what narcissistic abuse has taught me, is that going through the smear campaign, you know how much crazy stuff that the covert narcissist has said about you when they put dirt on your name, when they told everybody that you're this, you're that, they spread lies about you, they slander you. Think about all the things they said about you, right? For a lot of us, we've been told that we're crazy, that, you know, stuff like that. That's the biggest thing they like to say. But for some of us, we've already been through the fire, so this is nothing new, right? So because we've been here before, and then we learn different strategies on how to maneuver in this life when we encounter these spirits. Because let's be honest, no matter where you move, you're going to always encounter a similar spirit. And more than likely, if you're a person that has encountered a lot of religious spirits and spiritual covert narcissists, and you're a person that you know in your heart that you have a pure heart, you know that you have good intentions, but these individuals have tried so hard to slander your name, ruin your reputation with lies, and they want you to believe that you're the bad person. Why do you think that is? More than likely, you're chosen because they did the same thing to Jesus Christ. So if anything, the fact that they're even coming at you in that way, knowing that all you've done was heal people, all you've done was provide insight, relief to survivors. You know, you stand for justice, you stand for righteousness and integrity, and you mean it. You're not just saying it. These religious spirits, they don't really mean what they say. They don't even care about their religion. They just use it to beat other people down. That's all it is. And so when you could see through the veil, they don't like that, especially when you're a person that's speaking on it, you're a truth teller, you know. Then yeah, and let's say the truth teller, right? In this hypothetical scenario, let's say the truth teller is wrong about some things, you know, or maybe the truth teller did not articulate their points eloquently enough for you to really see what they mean, right? The intention is pure. If the intention of the truth teller is pure, and they're like, you know what, let me edit that right there. Let me fix how I delivered that message, and now I come back to you with something that is more, edifying. Then there you go. But see, what they want you to do is they don't want you to do that. They want you to just shut up. They want you to just keep your mouth shut and don't talk about it, because you're making them what? Why would they be so concerned? Let me tell you something. Just the act of, think about this. Think about who's attacking who. Think about who's showing up to whose channel or platform or social media account, whatever the situation is. Who's showing up to who, right? When you show up to somebody's territory, right? You're not respecting that person's boundaries. It's like you're being very intrusive. So when you come into somebody's platform and you try to tell them, you're trying to accuse them of something. You're not even listening to the meat of the videos or the content. You're not even trying to hear what this person is saying. They probably know what you're saying. It's just that's the thing. They know what you're talking about, and they don't want that information to go out. They don't want that information to release people from that spiritual bondage, because religion is a very powerful tool that they've been using ever since colonization. Colonization was successful because of that religion. And no, we're not attacking the faith. Don't even go there, because the faith from the beginning is way different than corrupt religious institutions. I'm all about the faith, the truth, the real light. I'm all about the Most High. And the Most High knows that. So I'm not concerned about what a so-called religious spirit has to say, because the fact that I sensed fear in that impression of, well, you know so much about the spiritual covert narcissist. How would you know? How would I know? The last time somebody questioned me about that, this was in the workplace, by the way. Last time somebody questioned me about that, I was right. And they were afraid that I was right. And they were wondering, how did I know? How did I know about their dirty little secret? They don't, the darkness doesn't like when you shine the light on them. Oh no, they hate that. And when they know that the first thing they're going to do is try to take away your power. They're going to try to make you look bad, make you look like a bad person. But to me, that's laughable, because let me tell you something. For all you guys out there that speak the truth, for all you guys that, provide spiritual empowerment, for all the healers, the seers, this is why having a direct connection to God, having a close relationship with Him is so important. And I mean close. Don't just pray to Him because you need something or because you're going through an emergency. You have that close-knit relationship with God because you get to know the ways of God and His personality and His essence. And that way you can detect who carries that same spirit of the Almighty. And you don't have to worry about being deceived by people that wear the cloak of religion or God, but they're far from it. And the Bible warns us about these Pharisees, people that have the Pharisee spirit. And as you know, what was the spirit that killed Jesus? The religious spirits, the religious corrupted hypocrites. And we know this. You know this. But the question is, okay, you know God, but does the religious spirit know God? Well, you can turn to your Bible, right? We've seen it in the Bible. I can't think of the exact scripture in my mind, but I do recall that it said something about when Jesus told the Pharisee, I never knew you. All right, so you know God, right? As a child of God, you know God, God knows you. And a religious spirit is coming at you, attacking the truth that you speak, attacking your existence because of what you represent. So what does that tell you? If you know God and God knows you, does God know the religious spirit? Does the religious spirit know God? Because if the religious spirit knew God, he wouldn't be attacking you. And if you know God and God knows you, then attacking you would be foolish. And it would only expose how much that religious spirit is so far away from God. There you go. And I hope that, it brings a lot of clarity and relief to a lot of you guys out there. Much love to everyone. I appreciate everyone. Take care.